Hakeem was really aggressive and did a little bit of everything. I know we all talk about how important he is, but just what did you see from him today? And
Yeah, I thought Jameer was. I thought he got us back into the game in the second half, but he was expending a lot of energy on the defensive end, and I just wanted to give the ball a Hawk just to give Jameer a break, and I thought he did a great job of just probing, being aggressive, finding guys, and then obviously when the game was close, getting to the basket.
I guess, I mean, they were really pushing that whole time and tied the game about halfway through the second half, and then from there you guys really dominated. What did you like about those final 10 minutes?
Yeah, I thought we made a pretty good adjustment on Pickett's post-ups. We got a little confused at times, because Julian's not used to rotating. But I thought we did a pretty good job and got them to take some tough twos and even some tough threes, where I thought for most of the first half and early second half they were just getting easy twos and easy threes.
Hakeem had 13 of his 23 in the final 8 minutes of regulation. A couple of weeks ago, you talked about how you want him to be more aggressive, have more presence. How important was his play down the stretch?
No, he he's a tough matchup because I can put him in pick and rolls. I put a play in last week for him that I ran for Kadari Richmond last year at Seton Hall. That's just a empty side post up and just let him. Almost what Penn State does with Pickett. I have a lot of confidence in him. So he's just, depending on pick and roll coverage or post coverage, I can go either way and get him, use his height, his strength, and he's a very good passer when he's down there.
Coach, you mentioned the adjustment with Julian extending. In a way, is it harder to prepare for a team like Penn State in this league who shoots 26 threes, makes nearly half of them, compared to the Michigans, the Indianas, the Purdues, who are all big, dominant teams?
Yeah, they're unique in the fact that, when they go small, they don't really go small because of Pickett. So, you think Hunter, you think Zach, and you think all these guys, and so they put 4 guys around him that can shoot, and all of a sudden he's just as physical, and he's probably just as good in the post or one-on-one as anybody in the league. So they're a very difficult. They're a very good basketball team. They're a difficult prepare, and they've played a really tough schedule.
Coach, going off that question, how did your team balance owning in on Jalen Pickett, but also cutting off passing lanes to the many good shooters that Penn State has?
Yeah, we just chose one guy. I mean, I won't choose him next time. But we picked 0 to go double and not rotate to 0. He kind of made us pay for it. But I think you got to kind of stick with something and just say this is what we're going to do, so everyone on the court kind of knows what we're going to do. Because when Pickett gets rolling, he's a tough cover.
Coach, you talked a little bit about what Hakeem contributes on the court. I don't know if you saw after the game, the whole team kind of mobbed him after the handshakes, going crazy. What does it mean to this group for him to have the success? I know he's one of the leaders here with this group. I mean, just what does it mean to them for him to be able to contribute like this?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very close-knit team for having as many guys that are new and guys that are here and guys that went through stuff last year. And Hawk's he's a really good young man. So I think, when you see someone that's humble, you see someone that works hard every day in practice, you see him play well, guys get excited.
Coach, down the stretch, kind of talked about Hakeem's success, but the team as a whole had 8 straight makes from 2, while Penn State kind of made it close. What did you kind of see was him being the main ball handler, the main adjustment, or did you see any other kind of adjustments that led to that success down the stretch?
No, I mean, like I said, I was trying to give Jameer a little bit of a rest. He was working really hard. We were switching between Pickett and Clary, and you're asking a lot for him to guard Pickett and then do stuff on the offensive end. I just liked the matchup that we had with Hawk, and that's why we went to him.
Hey, Kevin. Penn State was successful against Dante underneath in the first half, but in the second he seemed a little more patient, more willing to wait it out under there. What did you see change from half 1 to half 2 for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dante's been playing really well. I thought that was his best defensive game he's played all year. Yeah, I thought he did a heck of a job on Lundy for most of the game. Dante plays so hard at times that sometimes he has a hard time slowing down. And I think as he gets more and more tired during the game, it's hard for him to play fast because he's tired. And so I think it actually helps him sometimes when he gets a little tired. He just takes his time, and he's a beast down there.
Penn State really doesn't turn the ball over, but had 10 in the first half. I know some of that's just probably on them, but is there anything you felt like you guys were doing effectively to rattle
Yeah,
them?
I thought we came out with really good defensive energy. They only had 3 points in the first 8 minutes, I think it was, and 6 points at the 7-minute mark. We just didn't take advantage of our good defense. So I thought, we wanted to trap Pickett early, just so, because no one's really trapped him, no one's doubled him. Just 'cause it is with Lundy and Funk, it's really hard to double him. But we just wanted him to see some pressure. And I thought our press was pretty good early in the game, and then we kind of softened up as it went on.
And Coach, you talk about softening up again. Only 6 points allowed in about that first 12 minutes or so. What do you think Penn State started to do different offensively that allowed them to start making baskets?
Well, we lost Funk on a slip, and then we got mixed up in our zone one time, and he got it. And then Dredd made a 3. I actually thought the defense was okay for pretty much most of the game. We were okay giving up 2s against them. They're going to shoot a high percentage because of the way they play, but for the most part, we missed shots. I thought we got a little down, and when it's 11, when you give up 3 points in the first 8 minutes and you're only up 7 or 8, whatever that is, that kind of messes with your mind a little bit, because we should have been up 15, and then if they hit a 3, it doesn't matter. But now all of a sudden they hit a 3, you just get a little tighter. It's psychology of a game.
Kevin, a sellout today at Xfinity Center. Could you address the energy of the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, this building rocks, man. It's really, really helped us. The students are into it. They're loud. So, I mean, we've played Wisconsin, Purdue, Michigan State, Iowa, somebody else on the road, and every game, every place is packed. Like Michigan State was loud, Purdue's loud, Wisconsin's loud. Our building is loud. It's a great home court. You need it in this league, because winning on the road in this conference is unlike anything I've experienced. Go ahead.
Super Bowl tomorrow. Do you have a pick, and are you this deep into the Big Ten season that you even know the games tomorrow?
Well, I want the Chiefs to win for one reason, just so Hakeem and Dante because if the Eagles win, then the Philly boys they'll eat it up. So I want the Chiefs just so I can not hear them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Coach, 17-6 points off turnovers and the fast breaks. Together, easy buckets were hard to find because they were playing so physical. To get some of those that you were able to, just how important. You look at the ultimate, 6-point decision, and that was big.
Well, yeah, and I know you guys don't read KenPom, but they're last in offensive rebounds in the league. So part of what they do is they shoot a lot of threes and they sprint back and form a wall defensively. So it's one reason why it's really hard to score on them in transition, because they do such a great job. They're not going to get an offensive rebound. They're okay with that. They're just going to sprint back. I thought we got some steals. I thought Hawk he got 2 big steals that were able to kind of get some easy buckets. And when you're at home, you got to gamble a little bit. That was one of the issues that we had. We were trying to force them to play a tempo that, I think they're 13th in tempo, and they did it. I thought Micah did a great job in the second half of really slowing the game down and just using a lot of the shot clock. I thought that was kind of how they got back in the game.
Kevin, 23-4 disparity in the free throws. What do you attribute that to?
Well, they took 26 threes, so they shoot a lot of threes. So it's if you're either going to shoot threes or you're going to shoot free throws. I think that's the one thing I've learned from being in this game. Most of the time, if you're shooting 26 threes, you don't have a whole lot of time to get in the bonus. We only shot 16, and we're much more of a downhill team while they shoot on the perimeter. So I would say usually they don't shoot a ton of free throws in league just because they shoot so many threes.